Ladies and gentlemen, the commissioning ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Seats though, right now?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the commissioning ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please silence your cell phones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shippensburg University ROTC commissioning ceremony. I'm Cadet Maria Maresca, the Master of Ceremonies for today's event. Family members, please feel free to take as many pictures as you would like during the ceremony. As the cadets enter, they will be presenting mementos to their families. Please stand for the entrance of the official party, the playing of our national anthem, and the invocation given by Cadet Shires.
Dear Heavenly Father, You are the source of all wisdom and understanding. I ask that as we enter into this ceremony, that I be here with these men and women as they enter into the next season of their life. I ask that you be with their families and friends here as well. If it was not for the loving support that these future leaders have received, they likely wouldn't be standing here today. I thank you, Lord, for the learning you have provided over these last few years. Many hours have been sacrificed by these cadets to make it to this moment, the moment where they will no longer be a cadet. I ask that you be with them as they walk down the path of leadership, as these bars signifying their future responsibility in the Army are placed on their shoulders. Let it not be a heavy burden, but a symbol that displays the importance of what they are about to do. Laughter, camaraderie, and the testing of their abilities have brought this group together. They've grown as leaders and have built a strong foundation for all their futures. Now, as they separate each other's company, I ask that these times never be forgotten. Be with them this morning as they take the first steps into the future as officers. In the name of the Lord, amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Cadet Chars, for those words of inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored that you could join us for this meaningful and unforgettable occasion. Now I would like to introduce Colonel Michael Furman, the Professor of Military Science at Shippensburg University, for his opening comments.
President First Lady Patterson, Mr. Losi, Mr. Appleby, Mr. Ross, Provost Ormond, Dean Hill, Colonel Listener, Colonel Hickey, and the other Colonel Hickey, I hear there's two of you here today, Colonel Gallert and Colonel Hancock, Colonel Rhodes, and other distinguished guests, family, and friends of the Raider Battalion. And most importantly, the soon-to-be second lieutenants you see in front of you. Thank you for being here today. Normally these speeches begin with a comment on how beautiful day is for such a noteworthy event. Unfortunately, I really can't say that in good conscience. But if we can't have a commissioning at the old main fountain like we originally planned, I can say with great conviction that the Lures is a great consolation prize. So in that vein, I want to thank the entire Lures team for hosting this event this morning on a day that I guarantee will be among the most important in each of these young lieutenants' lives. I also thank President Patterson for his support of the Raider ROTC program, and it's pretty nice to lose the interim title. From day one, you have made it very clear to me that this university would continue to back the ROTC program, further enabling us to coach, teach, and mentor the next generation of Army leaders. Plus, that cake-cutting ceremony for the program's 40th anniversary was pretty special. A round of applause for President Patterson. I must also thank Dean Hill as she prepares to take over the Provost's responsibilities. Your unwavering support and genuine concern for each of these cadets has meant so much to all of us. I thank you for that. Another round of applause. Now, with no modesty whatsoever, I believe that today is an outstanding day for the United States Army and for Shippensburg University, as each of the cadets before you will take an oath to support and defend the Constitution. These 16 cadets, plus 4 others who have already either commissioned or will commission at the end of this summer, represent what is one of the largest commissioning classes in this program's history. One of the last papers I had each of these cadets write was a reflection about their time in ROTC, either positive or negative. If I were to do a word cloud on this, the largest clouds will be filled with time well spent, family, friends, accountability, and strangely, need more discipline. Though I'm not sure that last one might have just come from the same paper phrased over and over again. Of all of those, family was the one that had the biggest cloud. This does not surprise me. Throughout my 2 years here, I've continuously heard comments about the familial nature of this program. Peers who will others to succeed throughout not just the rigors of ROTC, but persevere through a college curriculum. Regardless of the component you are commissioning into, active duty, the National Guard, or the Army Reserves. You are now becoming a member of the Army family. And remember, there is a reason there are no goodbyes in the Army. This family sticks together. You are all commissioning at a significant time in our history. Last year, the United States finished what was the longest conflict in our nation's history, leaving Afghanistan after 20 years. Graduates from this very program participated in the withdrawal, helping to evacuate 116,700 people in 16 days. Now, every day we are reading about Ukraine. Recent graduates from this program, as well as several of you, will soon find yourself on rotations to Europe, contributing to a defensive posture with NATO forces in a conflict the size of which we have not seen since World War II. This is occurring during a time where U.S. relations with China have become strained, and concerns over hotspots like North Korea and Iran remain unabated. Just as many of us responded to the events of 9/11 many years ago, you too may find yourself responding to a similar worldwide events against those who wish to do us harm. This is the importance of the oath you are all about to take, one that you take freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whether it is in response to events overseas, forest fires, or acts of domestic violence, you must always be ready when the call comes. So, for members of the audience, I know that you have the bios of each of these cadets in front of you, but let me further introduce you to the 2022 Raider Commissioning Class, the ones who will now be part of the 1% of all Americans who have decided to serve, the ones willing to take the call. Organizing alphabetically by branch, we have our armor officers, the combat arm of decision. Cadet Michael Hickey, our VMI transferred and resident military historian, one who has definitely brought a few historical studies to my attention that created some illuminating classroom discussion. Cadet Lawrence, distinguished military graduate and this semester's battalion commander. This year's George C. Marshall Award recipient for the program's top cadet, plus earning Recondo honors at advanced camp. Not too bad, Matthew. Pierce Stevens, the cadet I charged with making sure that the next department chair and I did not drown during water survival skills training, something more challenging than I think he suspected. Thank you for that one. Our aviation officer, above the best, Colin Curley, probably the most proactive soldier I have ever met, and is the one responsible for over half of the displays on Wright Hall's walls. You truly left an imprint. Our chemical officer, we rule the battle through the elements, Ashley Cook. I'm not sure if there's any other way to say this, but listening to Ashley brief, she is perhaps our most polite officer. With her now going to Joint Business McCord in Washington State for her next assignment, I'm pretty sure she is just pre-positioning herself to eventually join the Canadian Army. Our engineer officer, Essayons, Cadet Adam Key, a 4-year Ranger Challenge member and our go-to cadet when running range operations. Our field artillery officers, the king of battle, Jared Burriel, our former program command sergeant major, earned Recondo honors at advanced camp, and the program's other resident historian. Though written on paper, Jared, I think some of your stories might not make it past peer review. Lake Lloyd, our scholar athlete baseball player, decided to introduce the class to tennis baseball. An interesting game and one that turned out to be a great year-end camaraderie builder. Matt Bochansky, another one of our scholar athletes who holds multiple Shippensburg swimming records. Our infantry officer, Queen of Battle, Cadet Ryan Whittle, a distinguished military graduate who is one of our most impassioned cadets. LaRon Woody, another one of our scholar athletes representing ROTC on the university football team. LaRon, you guys should have been in the playoffs. That was an awesome season. Gavin Bupp, who is actually just a loner for the infantry branch, as he is a future military intelligence officer, which is perfect because I rarely see one better at influencing others, making the team that much better. Speaking of military intelligence, the ones who are always out front, we have Cadet Nicholas Farrow, our future public affairs officer. Anything that you have seen on our social media is a responsibility. Cadet Farrow took care of that. It was awesome. Aaliyah Bear, the former Tater Battalion XO, responsible for raising $967 through our 5K, 10K race for the Boulder Crest military retreat and first responder retreat. Our quartermaster officer, supporting victory, Beth McKeever, a soldier who's come into her own like no other this year. And like any good quartermaster, made sure that there was always donuts at the class, at our 8 a.m. class. That was awesome. And finally, our signal officer, voice of the desert, Cadet Justin Noel. Justin was selected by the president to be on his student council and was the first draftee for the Tennis Baseball League. He was a natural with 2 homers and triple when we played that game. And of course, as with all other days, happy birthday, Noel. I'm looking forward to witnessing what each of you will accomplish in your military careers, showing the entire Army that the Raiders do indeed lead the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Furman. I would now like to introduce the president of Shippensburg University, Dr. Charles Patterson.
Thank you. Cadets, First Lady Colleen, who happens to be on the stage today, and I are honored to be part of this special moment and delighted to welcome your guests to our beautiful campus. To Colonel Furman and the entire ROTC cadre, parents, family, and friends, faculty, and staff that are joined with us today, thank you for your support that you've shown these cadets. And thank you to Colonel Lisner and Representative Dolger for joining us. There's a leadership concept called 212 or 212 degrees. It's based on the fact that in the natural world, water at 211 degrees is just hot water. But with just a little more effort, a little more heat, bringing it to 212 degrees, water boils. It becomes steam. Steam creates transformative energy. When I look at SHIP's ROTC cadets, I see 212 degrees. I see transformative energy. I see students pushing just a little harder, committed to excellence, committed to service, and committed to action. I see it in their academic achievements. I see it as they focus during their Thursday labs out in the field, fine-tuning skills that they need in the Army. I see it as they run past my house just before sunrise as part of their PT training, and I hear it as they wake me up in the morning. And I see it in the effort they put in bringing the campus community together and to mark the anniversary of September 11th and Veterans Day each year. Cadets, today you step beyond the great work at SHIP and fully commit yourself to a life of service. Service to your nation, service to the United States Army, and service to the soldiers you will lead. I encourage you to commit yourself to maintaining 212 degrees. Keep that transformative energy. Keep the drive to push 1 degree further. We're immensely proud of all that you have accomplished and know that you will make SHIP proud as Army officers and beyond. Congratulations on your graduation commissioning. Raiders, lead the way.
Thank you, President Patterson. Now I'd like to introduce retired Colonel J. Matthew Listner. Colonel Listner served in all 3 components of the Army for over 29 years. Just a few among his many awards and decorations include the Legion of Merit Bronze Star Medal, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, and the Meritorious Service Medal. He held a wide variety of infantry assignments through the battalion level and has held multiple staff positions. His combat deployments include Operation Just Cause, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. He retired out of the War College as an SSI instructor and is a former Shippensburg University instructor of military science. Currently, he serves as co-coach for the women's rugby team at Shippensburg University. Colonel Listner now lives at Carlisle Barracks, Pennsylvania. Now I will invite Colonel Listner to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you for the introduction. I appreciate it. It's good to see so many happy, smiling faces and familiar faces. President and Mrs. Patterson, Dr. Orman, Dean Hill, Colonel Furman, other distinguished guests, and the family, the Raiders, and soon-to-be lieutenants, thank you for this opportunity. I got to teach these guys and gals a few years ago, and the number one thing I try to impart on them is leadership. You are going to be leaders of soldiers. Their lives are going to be in your hands. We talked about different types of leadership styles, but I want to leave one word for you to contemplate, and the word is inspire. Let me break it down for you. Inspire. Intellect. Use your brain. You've been to college. You've many experiences. Use your brain. Think things through. Don't just go on a whim. N. Your NCOs, your non-commissioned officers. Trust them. Use them. Learn from them. But inspire them. Let them help you to do your job. S. Surprise. Surprise your soldiers. Give them rewards. Change things purposefully, but then explain to them why you've done it. Make it a little bit difficult. P. Professional. You are becoming lieutenants in a profession, the profession of arms. You must be the very best at your trade that you can be. Always study, always read, always learn, and be the best professional officer in the United States Army that you can be. I, interest. Take an interest in your soldiers. Get to know them. Get to know about their families, what they like, what makes them tick. Take an interest and be genuine about it. R, reinforce. When your soldiers do good things, reinforce that. Show the rest of your team, the rest of your unit, what good looks like. If something bad happens, reinforce what caused that and how not to make that happen again. Again, you have people's lives in your hand. And last, E, equality. I'm not talking about political correct equality. I'm talking about sharing fun, sharing training, sharing the bad days, like being outside in the rain and the cold and the sweat and the dirt. When your soldiers see you out there and your NCOs out there and you are all doing it, that will help you to inspire your soldiers. So I have a quick story. It's about overcoming challenges and overcoming fears. I could probably pick on everyone over there sitting down, but I'm going to pick on Beth McKeever, or MacGyver as I call her. I've known her for 4 years. I coached her in rugby, and she has come a long, long way. Let's just say tackling was not her forte. A couple of games ago, I told her, MacGyver, if you don't make a tackle, don't come back to our sideline, go to the other team's sideline. She made a couple of good tackles that game. She overcame her fear, and I'm very proud of her. I'm proud of all of you. So go out, do good things, be the very best you can be, and inspire your soldiers. Thank you again. I'm very happy for the parents. This is a great day for you. Raiders.
Thank you, sir. Now we will commission 16 of our senior cadets as second lieutenants in the United States Army. We will first read the commissioning order, then administer the oath of office and first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as I read the order commissioning the cadets as second lieutenants into the United States Army. Please pin the cadets as I read the order. To all who shall see these present, greeting. Know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of these cadets. Cadet Burial will be pinned by Larry and Tara Burial. Cadet Matthew Bochansky will be pinned by Christopher and Melissa Bochansky. Cadet Colin Curley will be pinned by Pam Curley and Maddie Hadfield. Cadet Randall Stevens will be pinned by Charles Stevens. I do appoint them second lieutenants in the United States Army to rank as such from the 7th day of May 2022. These officers will, therefore, carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which, appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due officers of this grade and position. And this officer is to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as may be given by me or the future President of the United States of America or other superior officers acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. Signed, Christine Wormuth, Secretary of the Army. Cadet Ryan Whittle will be pinned by Sean and Nancy Whittle. Cadet Michael Hickey will be pinned by Kathleen Hickey. Cadet McKeever will be pinned by Terry and Kathy McKeever. And Cadet Woody will be pinned by Devontae McCullough and DeJuan McDonald. I do appoint them second lieutenants in the United States Army to rank as such from the 7th day of May 2022. These officers will, therefore, carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due officers of this grade and position. And this officer is to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as may be given by me or the future President of the United States of America or other superior officers acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. Signed, Christine Wormuth, Secretary of the Army. Cadet Aaliyah Bear will be pinned by Richard and Jennifer Bear. Cadet Gavin Bupp will be pinned by Shane and Caden Bupp. Cadet Ashley Cook will be pinned by Haley and Tanya Cook. Cadet Nicholas Farrow will be pinned by Mark and Jody Farrow. I do appoint them second lieutenants in the United States Army to rank as such from the 7th day of May 2022. These officers will, therefore, carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due officers of this grade and position. And this officer is to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as may be given by me or the future President of the United States of America or other superior officers acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. Signed, Christine Wormuth, Secretary of the Army. Cadet Adam Key will be pinned by Roland and Kelly Key. Cadet Matthew Lawrence will be pinned by Christine Lawrence and Kaylee McGee. Cadet Lake Lloyd will be pinned by Ron and Susan Lloyd. Cadet Justin Noel will be pinned by Burke and Ashley Noel. I do appoint them second lieutenants in the United States Army to rank as such from the 7th day of May 2022. These officers will, therefore, carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due officers of this grade and position. And this officer is to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as may be given by me or the future President of the United States of America or other superior officers acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. Signed, Christine Wormuth, Secretary of the Army. Please give these second lieutenants a round of applause. You may take your seats. By regulation, the oath of office must be administered by another commissioned officer. That officer will administer the oath of office, formally completing the transition from a Shippensburg University ROTC cadet to second lieutenant in the United States Army. In addition, one of the final steps of the commissioning ceremony is a time-honored tradition between the officer corps and the non-commissioned officer corps. The officer's first salute, in which the officer awards a silver dollar to the first soldier who renders a salute to him or her, to he or she is commissioned. The salute recognizes the new lieutenant's position of leadership, while the silver dollar represents a symbolic payment for mentorship, support, and guidance received from the first soldier during their term as cadets. By accepting the coin, the soldier reaffirms the enduring support provided to them by the officers in the discharge of their duties. The oath of office for Second Lieutenants Jared Barriel and Matthew Bochansky will be administered by Captain Lance Walter.
well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. So help me God.
Second Lieutenant Burial will be receiving his first salute from Master Sergeant Neil Bauman. Second Lieutenant Bochansky will be receiving his first salute from Corporal Kevin Castle. The oath of office for Second Lieutenants Colin Curley, Randall Stevens, and Ryan Whittle will be administered by Captain Philip Wright. Second Lieutenant Curley will be receiving his first salute from Sergeant Armburster. Second Lieutenant Stevens will be receiving his first salute from Master Sergeant Buchanan. Second Lieutenant Whittle will be receiving his first salute from retired First Sergeant Mark Whittle. The oath of office for Second Lieutenant Michael Hickey will be administered by Colonel Christopher Hickey.
I, state your name. I, Michael Hickey. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. That I take without any purpose of mental evasion. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties. Of the office on which I am about to enter. Of the office about which I am about to enter. So help me God. So help me God.
Second Lieutenant Hickey will be receiving his first salute from Jeff Hawks. No, he's not.
Jeff Hawks is present. Master Sergeant.
Okay. Second Lieutenant Hickey will be receiving his first salute from Master Sergeant Buchanan. The oath of office for Second Lieutenant Elizabeth McKeever will be administered by retired Colonel Dave Rhodes. Second Lieutenant McKeever will be receiving her first salute from Master Sergeant Molden. The oath of office for Second Lieutenants Aaliyah Bear, Gavin Bupp, Ashley Cook, Nicholas Farrow, Adam Key, Matthew Lawrence, Lake Lloyd, Justin Noel, and LaRon Woody will be administered by Colonel Michael Furman.
I state your name. I solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. Support and defend. Support and defend. The Constitution. The Constitution. Of the United States. Of the United States. Against all enemies.
Second Lieutenants Bear and Noel will be receiving their first salute from Sergeant First Class Wright. Second Lieutenant Bupp will be receiving his first salute from Specialist George Banks. Second Lieutenant Cook will be receiving her first salute from Staff Sergeant Dwayne Chapman. Second Lieutenant Farrell will be receiving his first salute from Master Sergeant Molden. Second Lieutenant Key will be receiving his first salute from Orlando Key. Second Lieutenant Lawrence will be receiving his first salute from Master Sergeant Buchanan. Second Lieutenant Lloyd will be receiving his first salute from Clyde Gargill. Second Lieutenant Woody will be receiving his first salute from Sergeant First Class Terrell Moore. Officers commissioning into the Pennsylvania Army National Guard are required to take the oath of office, commissioning them into the National Guard. The Pennsylvania Army National Guard oath of office for Second Lieutenant Bariel, Bochansky, Curley, Farrow, Key, McKeever, Noel, and Woody will be administered by Captain Philip Wright.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that I make this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Please give these second lieutenants a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, please stand for the benediction and remain standing for the playing of the Army Song and the departure of the official party. The lyrics to the Army Song can be found on the last page of the program.
Almighty Creator, thank you again for this opportunity to serve you in such a great way. The responsibility to lead and influence people is not something that can be taken lightly. You have always had a love for those who lead. With this comes higher standards and more expectations put on the shoulders of the newly commissioned leaders here today. Be with them as they embark on their journey. Their time of learning and gaining wisdom has truly just begun. I ask for a special blessing on their lives as they grow into great leaders you have equipped them to be. I know they will do their job well, and you will be with them through everything they face. I also ask for comfort, joy, and peace for the families and friends here today, for this is also a new road for them, and they will need you just as much. Your strength enables us to protect others, your providence keeps us safe, and your wisdom guides us. Help us to turn our hearts towards you each and every day. In the name of the Lord, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's commissioning ceremony. Our heartfelt thanks to you for helping us celebrate this event and for recognizing these fine young officers as they begin their new careers. After the ceremony, we ask you to join us for pictures and fellowship. From all of us here at the Department of Military Science and Shippensburg University, we wish you a fun and relaxing summer and a safe journey home. Thank you, and Raiders lead the way.